Hello again everyone, Age of June here, and we are back casting another League of Legends game. As you can see here, it is mostly diamonds with a couple gold from last season, as well as a couple platinums. Again, that really doesn't mean a whole lot this season, because that was last season, and they could be higher or lower than this by this season. But it's usually a pretty good indicator where the general range of the players is. So, this game I actually ended up getting in right at the very beginning. And I noticed that Thresh was in this game as well, and as I'm still working on getting him mastered, I'd like to see if, somebody up at this elo has any things that I haven't thought of. Because I've only done him 4 games in normals, and I've really enjoyed him so far. But I'd really like to get better, So in this game, it's going to be Syndra versus Annie. Kassadin versus Talon? Okay, I'm actually not sure about this, honestly, but we'll have to see. Thresh is definitely going to be versus Janna. Corki's going to be... Yeah, I don't know who the purple team's AD is going to be. AD carry? So we'll have to see that. The jungler's definitely going to be Hecarim versus Mundo. And it looks like they're all getting in position for defenses. It doesn't look like there's going to be any invading going on, though. So, my guess is it's going to be Syndra mid, possibly versus Swain. I mean, I've heard of AD Annie before, just because she has such a long range. And, let's see, 51 attack, 23 ability power. I don't know. That seems... I don't know her base stats, so I'm not sure what she has based on runes. But 50 appears to be what everybody else has approximately, so I'm not at all sure. Well, we'll have to see what happens when it goes out. This is probably going to be a pretty interesting game, though, because no AD carry on the purple team. It's kind of odd. For all I know, it could have been some little hissy fit between 2 of the people in the purple team, or it could have been actually planned. Let's hope it's planned, because usually when it's planned, it's going to be a whole lot more interesting. So, okay. The Annie is definitely mid, and my guess is it's going to be against Syndra. Kassadin is probably going to be against Talon, so apparently Swain is actually going to be their AD carry. Or whatever. He might not be going AD, he may just be going with another AP. So we'll have to see. It's really unusual to see that happen. Okay, and it's Kassadin versus Annie and Syndra versus Talon. So there we go. But yeah, it's really unusual to see no AP carry at all, just because of the fact that when everybody is no AD carry, because when everybody's AP, it's really easy to just build MR, and you completely shut down the enemy. So, looks like they've done a decent amount of damage to Mr. Swain here, who has 69 AD. And no AP, so that does lead me to believe he is actually going AD carry, which is really interesting. AD carry Swain. I have not heard of that. I guess... I don't know. We'll have to see how it plays out. But Annie just came up for a gank against Syndra. Mundo is here as well, pushing Annie back. Annie's actually getting hit pretty hard by Mundo. Mundo's doing quite a bit to her. She got really low here. He did exhaust her. Now he's almost dead to Talon. The bleed might take him down. The bleed does not take him down. But he was able to save Syndra, and the enemy team was able to save Talon. Oh, and there's first blood, so we'll go take a look at that. Let's go see. Forget this early in the game, I have to go pretty far back. It's okay. We know it was Mr. Thresh here who died, so I would like to see how. He does end up pulling the Corki, and he goes back out. I think that would be what killed him, yes. So Corki comes in, does a lot of damage to him because he made the mistake of going way far out. Swain's actually taking down Corki. Corki does go down. Jen is trying to take down Swain. Swain tries to root her in place, but he does not actually end up making it. She does shield herself, and she pops him up with her tornado, so she's actually going to, almost definitely going to kill him. Is she going to get him? This is pretty... I really want to see, because he's really low, but she does not appear to be getting him. No, he did end up making it out of that. It's pretty impressive. I thought for sure that she had him, but she was not able to get him. It was really close, though. So he's going to go ahead and go back. First blood went to Corki, right? Yeah, Corki did end up getting it. And Swain got second blood, so Swain's only a little behind Corki in kills, but he's actually 6 behind in CS, which really doesn't mean too much this early in the game, or actually ever. It means more this early in the game than it does later, though. But we'll have to see what happens. Corki does have his Vampiric Scepter, whereas Swain only has his Longsword. So that right there is the difference in what they have. Corki has a lot more sustain. Hecarim's actually coming in for a gank. He's going to go in on the Janna because she's actually quite low. She's trying to get out of there. She does end up making it out, and in comes the teleport with Kassadin. Kassadin does take down the Hecarim, and they're trying to take down this Thresh. This Thresh is getting really low, but they're going to go ahead and fall back. The Thresh did end up shielding, so he's going to be okay. And now Corki's getting pushed back just a little. Kassadin is still here though, but he is warded, so the enemy team does know he's here. Thresh tried to grab Mr. Corki there with his grab. This chain of doom. He did not end up getting him. There's his harass. That is something I found very important on Thresh. Because of that scaling shackle buff, you definitely want to be trying to harass every time it is red. So that's something I definitely need to work on. I was able to harass more than I do on Taric, obviously, because Taric is melee. So Thresh actually has a fairly decent range, so I was able to go in and harass them much more than Taric, and I was able to keep them quite a bit lower. Ooh, he did end up landing his chain there, but unfortunately for Swain, he was not quite able to land the stun. Let's go ahead and take a look at mid here. Kassadin is 5, as is Annie, who has more XP though. Annie is a little ahead in XP. That's actually something really important for mid lane. Whoever hits 6 first is a lot of times going to do a lot of damage very quickly to whoever doesn't hit 6 first. So it's really important as an AD carry, or AP carry, sorry. Stop that. AP carry, to try to hit 6 at the same time as the enemy 6, because otherwise you won't have your combo. In comes Hecarim for a gank on Syndra. Syndra does get knocked into the wall. She's trying to escape this. She does end up shoving them back. She's really low, but at the same time, they're not going to turret dive, so she does end up escaping this. And Mundo is actually coming in on Annie. He does land his cleaver. She does use her ulti on Kassadin. Kassadin silenced her, though, so Mundo is going to take her down, and Tibbers dies with her. Sorry, Tibbers. So, no death for Kassadin, and Annie is dead. Kill went to the jungle, but it's a whole lot better than Kassadin dying, because in this case, he was probably going to die. Syndra is missing out on quite a bit of XP here, and CS, but let's see how close she is to Talon. She's actually 12 behind Talon as it is, so she's not being very happy with this gank, the results of that gank. Because even though she didn't die, she's still missing out on quite a bit. She's going to get most of this XP, if not all of it. Yeah, she did end up getting that XP, but still, she missed a huge wave there. So, all in all, it could have gone worse, but, you know, could have gone better. Talon appears to be waiting in this bush for a gank. Nope. And she's going to go ahead and ward. Good idea. And it looks like somebody came in here for a gank. Let's go back a little. Alright, so we have Corki and Janna here doing the harass on Thresh and everything. Swain actually went ahead and stunned the Janna, followed by the Thresh grabbing her and running to her. Not running, but, you know, jerking himself to her, which was not the best of ideas. It did pull him way out of position, and apparently the rest of the blue team, minus Syndra, came in. And they did end up taking down the Swain. Kassadin might go down to the tower. He does go down to the tower. So Swain did get a kill out of that, but 2 for 1 is not bad at all. Had Kassadin waited up here just a little while, he probably would have been okay, but he was probably kind of scared of Hecarim. He didn't know where Hecarim was, so he tried to escape. Had his teammates tanked. That's one thing you want to think about if you have somebody turret diving and everything. Make sure to tank that tower, because it had shifted off, but nobody was around to tank it for him, so he ended up dying. There's an exhaust on Hecarim, who was trying to take down the Janna. He does end up fearing her, so she's going to go down. Yeah, down she goes. Nice job by Hecarim taking her down like that. Now Talon's actually going back, so Syndra now gets free farm, unless he canceled his animation. Nope, okay. So she is going to go ahead and free farm. She does not know he went back, so she's being super cautious at the moment, trying to stay away from him. Kassadin and Annie are both back mid. Kassadin is only 6 now, and Annie is 7, so he's actually a decent amount behind her. Not terribly, though. It's about the same as it was before. He's just getting his harass now. So it's now Corki Corki alone. Ooh, Mundo actually got really low. Oh, he's just jungling. So He did not end up giving Kassadin blue buff, which is actually pretty unusual. Yeah, he hasn't. So a lot of times with somebody like Mundo who does not need mana, you're going to see that person go ahead and give blue buff to their mid. In this case, he didn't, which is really surprising to me. Because again, like I said, he doesn't need the mana. So I'm not quite sure why he decided to get it. So looks like Corki actually came out a little bit too far, got stuck under the tower, and then was promptly pulled out by Thresh. And we saw him die, so there it goes. Swain is going to take him down. There we go. Down he goes. And nobody on the purple team dies there. And yeah, there's the brutalizer for Swain, so he is definitely going AP Swain. That is something I've never seen. Kassadin just came in for a gank, immediately took down that Thresh. I'm going to go back in a moment to see where he came from. Let's see. Alright, so there's the kill on Corki. Kassadin is way... Oh, he teleported to this ward, and they had no idea. So he came in, immediately just jumped straight to him, immediately took down the Thresh, and Swain tried to escape, and then in came the Mundo. Mundo doesn't even help, which is actually kind of strange. You'd think he'd want the assist, but I guess he was just trying not to kill steal, and he's going to go ahead and defend mid tower against Annie. So it ended up being a double kill for Kassadin, which is great for him. He is now 4-1-2 versus Annie 0-1-0. So while he was behind in CS, he is way ahead in kills and probably gold. Let's take a look at that. Kassadin has 3,444 total, and she has 2,300. So yeah, he's 1,100 gold ahead of her, which is pretty big, really. Now Talon is wanting to go in on this Mundo. There's 3 here. Mundo's just trying to push them off of this tower. It's not going to work. This tower's almost definitely going to go down. Talon was wasting his time there, but he's going to go ahead and go back top because he's realized that that's not going to happen. And Syndra was able to just get some farm up there top. She is 7, Talon is 8, so she is behind. Looks like Hecarim is wanting to come in for a gank, but he's being followed by Kassadin, and I don't think he knows it. But now he knows because Syndra just came in, and now he's being ganked. So down he goes for sure. Does end up getting the kill for Syndra, so Syndra now has double buff. So Talon's in a lot of trouble here. He's going to go ahead and ulti to try to escape. He does go down the river. Kassadin jumps to him, though, with his ult. And in comes Mundo, who lands a stun on him. Talon's getting really low here. Talon does end up going down. Very nice. Down bottom, the Corki and the Janna have pushed them to the tower. Not too bad. Now they're just farming back up again. And Mundo is back mid defending there. Impressive gank there, by the way. I'm not sure how they knew. I guess they just saw him heading that way, so they immediately headed that way as well to go ahead and head him off. So now Syndra is 8. Talon is also 8. He's almost 9. Let's see how close is Syndra, though. Syndra's farther away than that. Let's go ahead and take a look down here. What just happened here? I know, well, obviously, he killed Corki. So let's go ahead and see how. I know Janna also got Thresh. So there we go. Thresh just... got him. There's the stun on the Corki. It looks like they're actually thinking about turret diving, and they actually are turret diving. Thresh goes down to Janna. Now Corki's really low because of that turret dive, and unfortunately, Swain actually cast barrier. But in comes the Mundo. He does land the cleaver, and Swain goes down as well. So again, that was a 2-for-1, and I believe there were more assists gone to the blue team than to the purple team. So that ended up being a win for the the blue team. And now Syndra, as you see here, did push it to her tower, to this tower, so Talon did miss out on at least 3 CS and a little bit of XP. He is now 9, but Syndra is pretty close. She is still behind, but not nearly as far behind as she was before. Hecarim came down to keep them off of this tower. In comes Annie as well. There's the Annie ult going in. Kassadin is trying to run away. It looks like Mundo's also trying to run away. Mundo's not really having a trouble with it. He's so much health that he lived through that, no problem. And they ended up killing Tibbers. Poor Tibbers. Just went off and killed him. Poor Tibbers. But yeah, you get 50 gold for that, so I don't really blame them. There's the purple pinging the dragon. They're going in. They do know that this ward is catching them, so they know that the blue team is probably wanting to come. In comes Janna and Kassadin. Thresh unfortunately missed his grab, but Janna did end up getting hit by the ulti from Hecarim. Now Hecarim is actually almost down. Is he going to die? Does he die? Yes, he does end up dying, but Annie takes out Kassadin for that. And now Thresh and Swain are wanting to turret dive. Talon comes in, that sneaky little hit from the Mundo though, so Talon is getting really low. There's the stun from Annie as well as the pull from Thresh. By the pull in this case, I mean the Lantern. So they do end up getting out of that. The purple team has not yet gotten Baron. They were pulled back, and Cinder is actually going to go ahead and take down this tower. So that ended up being a tower for a kill. Not the best of ideas because in this case all of the purple team was down here. But now the blue team is pinging Dragon, and the purple team's having to go back. So the blue team's going to go in on this. They do know this is pink warded because they saw the enemy place down the pink ward. Kassadin's going in now. There is a pink ward from Kassadin, so he's going to go ahead and take down the purple team's pink ward. And looks like they are not going to go in on it yet, but here comes Mundo, so he might be thinking of going in. No. I'm not sure. They might just be checking around. We'll have to see. So Corky is actually down here. He's going to go ahead and try to take this tower before Swain gets here. He does not end up quite taking it. He got a little harassed off on Swain. There's Janna going to go ahead and ward up here, but Thresh says nope, and pink ward to get rid of that. Now in comes Hecarim. Thresh unfortunately grabbed the Janna. Janna did use her ulti though, so very nice ulti by her to get herself out of that position. So she's going to go ahead and escape. Looks like Kassadin just got to kill mid. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Yep. So, was that Thresh's only pink ward, by the way? No, he does still have a pink ward. So I thought that might have been his only pink ward, in which case she made him waste it, but it was not his only one. So, there's that little bit of harass. There's the tower kill down there. There's Janna running away, and in comes the Cinder's stun, followed immediately after by Kassadin with his jump in, and Annie just melts between the two of them. Now Talon's coming down to assist in defending this tower, but unfortunately it's only him versus two, so he's in a little bit of trouble. There's the Cinder hit. The tower is currently on Kassadin. Kassadin's actually going down bot, but there's a nice little fight, so let's go ahead and go back and take a look at that. So much action, it's great. Alright, so here's, yet again, that Janna saving herself just barely. Whee! And Corky was coming over here to help her. It looked like those two actually went back, but apparently the rest of the blue team came in to help. They do get picked up. There's a blue ward, or pink ward from the blue team. They do end up taking down the pink ward from Thresh. Thresh just got hit by the Mundo Cleaver and got hit again, and by the Corky ability as well, his ulti. So it looks like Kassadin's probably going to just ulti right over here and take down that Swain if he can. He doesn't end up being able to do it because of the cooldown. Now Talon comes in. He's going to take out the Janna. Janna goes down, but unfortunately Talon is going to go down as well. So I'm not quite sure that was worth it. Ended up taking down the support for him. And he's an assassin and is worth a lot more gold than support. So probably not the best of moves, but it's easy to tunnel vision in a game. It really is, and it happens to pretty much everybody. So I can't say I blame him. I've done it myself, and I'm pretty sure everybody has. So Cinder's mid, harassing this Annie, doing a bit of damage. I kind of like the skin here. I'm not sure which one I like better though. I kind of like the dark purple of doom and everything, you know. So the purple team is going to go ahead and get this blue buff. I'm not sure who they're going to give to. It does go to Hecarim. Thresh was just there for the souls. That's one thing I like to do as well. If you know... Oh, that was a nice pink ward because it's picking up both of those. Mundo's coming in though. So he says nope. Oh, grabbed by the Thresh. In comes the Annie as well. And Mundo's actually alone here. So he's going to have to be very careful. He is Mundo though, so he's very healthy. So he's going to go in. He's going to Burning Agony. I believe he has his ulti ready. He does. In comes the Janna to try to save him. He is saved. And Janna is actually stuck now. Thresh missed his Q because of the stun there. He wasn't quite expecting that, so he thought Annie was gonna, or Janna was gonna run right into it, but she didn't. So it was very nice. Dragon is still alive. Dragon is he is breathing a sigh of relief because he has not died yet. But mid tower did go down. Janna ended up getting the kill for it. That matters over much, but mid tower's gone. So purple team has lost all of their outer inhibitors, and blue team has lost only mid. And there is another ping on Dragon, so Dragon yet again has people going out for him. There is a pink ward from Janna. This ward is gone. I'm Not sure if they could see this one. There's a pink ward there as well to go ahead and get rid of any wards there, but none are there. So they're going to go ahead and get this dragon. It's probably going to be free. There's really nothing the blue team or purple team can do. Yeah, there it goes. And now it looks like they might be heading for a gank. Ah, she expected somebody here, but there was nobody here. She saw Talon, and she probably expected he was going to go. Almost hit the Thresh with the cleaver. Had he hit him there, it would have slowed him down quite a bit. It would have been a whole lot different, but it didn't. Instead, Thresh actually just took a decent amount of harass there because he did end up getting hit by a different cleaver and the Corki ulti. Corki skin. Nice and steampunk. I like it. You're gonna see a lot of interesting skins. I don't have them, obviously. I don't really play these characters, but it's still cool being it's cool being able to see them. That was very nice or mean, depending on whose team you're on, by the Cinder there. I want to go back and do that just because that was awesome. It really was. So they know that Talon's going in on this, and it's almost dead. He's trying to take that, and what does she do? She actually grabs it with her ability, and it's immune. So then she plunges it over there and takes it out for herself. So she just got the big one for free. In comes the Talon. He did end up getting popped by the Janna Tornado, and now Hecarim is coming in a little bit. Mundo is tanking, of course. He's got his ulti running. In comes the Kassadin. He did use his teleport, and immediately jumped back over that wall. So blue team has the purple team slightly on the offensive. The Thresh did just pull that Cinder forward, and there down goes the Cinder to Swain. Mundo takes down the Hecarim. Talon takes down Corki. Cass takes down the Talon, and Annie takes down Mundo. So that ended up being a 3-4-2. And the purple team actually came out ahead. So now they're going to go ahead and push mid. The only people left on the blue team are Kassadin and Janna. Kassadin's actually pushing top. He figures he's not going to be able to defend this alone. So he just pushes up top. Now he's going to go ahead and go back. Janna is back as well, and the rest of the blue team is coming up. So the purple team's not actually going to be able to push very far. They're going to take down this tower, almost definitely, and then that's pretty much where they're going to have to stop. It looks like their minions might get this tower, almost. We'll have to see. The minions a lot of times do switch to the other minions, but I think there's still going to be enough minions here that they're going to end up taking it down. A few minions haven't switched, and now they have all switched, but like I said, there's enough. Oh, and in comes the Corki, so no. Thresh is actually being chased by Kassadin here. Kassadin slowed him, and yeah, this Thresh is probably going to die. He does kick him away. He's thinking about flashing over that wall, I think. No, he decided not to. Not quite sure what he did there, but he did go down. So there's another kill to the Kassadin. And Corki's pushing bot. Mundo and Cinder are pushing mid, joined now by Janna and Kassadin. Gonna go ahead and try to take this tower when it is a 4-5. Not much the Talon can do alone, and the rest of his team has not quite made it. Now in comes the Annie, Swain, and Hecarim. But the Annie just took a little bit of damage there, as did Hecarim. And Corki is actually solo pushing down bot. He's gonna try to take this tower. No, he's gonna go ahead and go mid as well. But because he was there, Swain is forced to go answer. So Swain's coming out. Now Corki's actually coming back, trying to get a little harass in there. He's hitting him. And in comes the Kassadin as well. Swain just got hit really hard. In comes the Corki. Corki's going to take him down. Down goes the Swain. And now the tower is again under fire. And this time Mundo is tanking it. In comes the rest of the purple team though. It looks like Hecarim's wanting to go in on this. Thresh does land his stun. There's the boss. But unfortunately he really only caught a couple people, and one of them was Mundo. And Mundo doesn't care because Mundo goes where he pleases. So nobody died on the blue team. Corki got really close, but unfortunately Annie just died. She tried to take down, I believe, Cinder. There's the she did ignite the Cinder. She thought she was going to take her down, but she was not able to do it before death. So Kassadin actually came around behind, tried to take down that Thresh. He got really close, but he did not end up getting it. He's probably hoping the red buff was going to do it. He still has his ulti, so he's going to jump over that bush. In comes the Hecarim, but the Hecarim does take him down. So not bad. Now Hecarim's going in on Janna. Corki's there as well. Hecarim is shoved out, and he goes down, but in comes the Talon. Talon did just get stunned by Syndra. He's now slowed. He went in on the Syndra, but he is weaker than her, so she's going to go ahead and take him down. Oh, actually, the Corki got killed. So Swain came in to help. Now the Mundo's going in on him. Swain says, fine. I know I'm going to die. I'm going to try to take out somebody else. Nope, he dies. So Thresh is here now. Unwisely sticking around, so he's going to die as well. Down he goes to Syndra. So there's another kill. Annie is the only one on the purple team left alive, and that's because she just respawned. So she's on her way back out to possibly try to defend this. But there's really no way she's going to be able to defend this alone. So it's going to go down. Yeah, it's gone. So good move to the blue team. Now their tower is going to go down to the purple team minions up top, though. Yay, minions! So there is the second tower kill for the purple team. Congrats, purple team. Now the blue team's going to go ahead and go back. They just got a lot of gold out of that battle, so they're going to be able to buy a lot of items. They're quite pleased with themselves, I would assume. So they're all fully healed. They're probably going to group and push somewhere. They might be thinking about Baron, but I kind of doubt it. It's not warded by either team at the moment, which is kind of surprising. I like to start warding it, or actually no, usually right around here is where I start warding it. Depends on when team fights start. But a lot of times you want to start warding it around the 20-minute mark because that's when people start being able to do it. I've seen times where people are able to go ahead and take down Baron at 15, but those are really rare. So just keep that in mind. 20-minute mark is far more often that you'll see the Baron go in. Janna just got caught there. She's trying to escape. She's almost definitely going to escape. There's the Cassidon teleporting in. But the purple team fell back, so that teleport ended up being for naught. But the blue team is pushing mid, and Talon, well actually Talon's not out of position, but Hecarim is. So the blue team just went in. Corki did end up taking down the Swain. In comes the Mundo again. Talon is trying to take down the Cassidon. He does, but Syndra ults him and takes him down. There is a stun from Annie. Down goes Corki, followed by Thresh, who ended up dying to Syndra. Now Annie just went down to Mundo, who also died to Annie at the same time, thanks to the tower. But the the blue team is up with 2, and the purple team only has 1. So that ended up being a 4 for 3. Not the best of trades for the blue team. I mean, the purple team, it was the best of trades for the blue team. Hecarim actually came in on this, but there are 2 of them here, so he's got to be really cautious. They are both really low, but at the same time, one of them is Janna, who can shield the other, and Syndra can just lay into him and utterly decimate him. So he's got to be careful. This tower is finally going to go down. Down it goes. The dragon has respawned. Baron is still up. Looks like Cassidon's thinking about warding. No, he's going to go ahead and take this blue. Not sure who ended on this before because the small ones were gone. I have a feeling it was probably him and he was interrupted and that's when he teleported over. I'm not sure, but that is my guess. So Corki's going to go ahead and push bot back using his ulti to kill as many as possible. And Thresh is going to go ahead and ward Dragon now with a pink ward, so he knows that the blue team does not have a ward here. But the blue team really can't go for Dragon at the moment because, I mean, the purple team can't go for Dragon at the moment because the blue team is pushing mid. Now would be a terrible time to go for Dragon because of that. They'd end up getting Dragon, but they would lose a tower. And they may end up losing at least a life from it. But they're going to lose a life anyway, most likely. In comes the Corki as well. Mundo was taking it, now he's not, but Swain actually got really close to death there. Syndra actually just flashed, but Swain was able to get escape. They did take down the Thresh, and now they got that tower. They're still going to go ahead and push. They're just waiting for the minions now so they can go ahead and try to take down this tower. The purple team is healing, so they have to be somewhat cautious, but the only one who's really taken much damage is Mundo, and Mundo is tanky. Mundo can take a lot of hits before he really has to worry about it. He's at half health, but that's not really saying much. Hecarim's coming in. He's going in on the Mundo a little bit, but mostly just trying to get a little harass in. There's the leader, or in this case, book from Mundo, slowing down that Swain. Swain tried to go ahead and stun the Mundo. Talon just jumped in. Talon's going to go down. No, Talon did end up being out, so he's going to go ahead and escape this. The Mundo's actually really low now. Now he has to worry. Thresh just landed his chain on Corki, and he did end up landing the box as well. Hecarim just went in on the Mundo. Mundo being Mundo, though, is okay. He did throw his cleaver over to slow Hecarim down, but Hecarim was still able to take down Syndra. But in the meantime, Cassidon actually got Swain. Hecarim's now going in on Mundo. Mundo's going to die. Yes, he does end up dying to this. Cassidon's pretty low. Janna's trying to escape now. So now the blue team actually has 3 down, and the purple team only has 2. Cassidon's going to go ahead and come up here to farm. really good idea. This is a huge minion wave. He's going to get a lot of gold from this. I do not blame him at all. And he farms really fast with his AoE abilities. And the purple team is going to go ahead and go in on Dragon. They know it's not warded, they know the blue team can't see them, and they know the blue team is weak. So this is a really good time to go in on it. There were only 2 of them, so they couldn't get Baron, but there's really no reason to sit around and do nothing. So going into Dragon was a really good idea in this case. Corki's coming probably to push bot a little bit. We'll have to see. He may end up checking Dragon. I'm not sure. But the rest of the blue team is going to go ahead and go back to mid and try to push it some more. They probably are thinking about this inhibitor here. And Corki is indeed pushing bot. So he's going to go ahead and get all of this farm. It's nice. Instead of just a little dust cloud, it makes it fireworks. But the rest of the blue team is getting a little harassing using the Syndra and the Cleaver from Mundo. Talon was thinking about going back, but he decided against it. Cassidy is coming down here to help Corki push, and the rest of the blue team is still pushing mid, so they're doing a nice little split push here. Now Swain came over to defend against it, but the rest of the entire blue team is now converging up here, except for Cassidy, who was going down that way. Now he's not. So they're now inside their base. In comes the Hecarim with the ulti at Janna, so he's going to go down. Now Annie is out of position as well. She went in, tried to take down that Corki. Almost. Let's see. Talon did end up taking down the Corki. Annie is going to die though, or is she? Yes, she does end up going down to the Cassidy. For a little while I thought she might not have. Ooh, Syndra just got grabbed by the Thresh and pulled out of position. They were able to take her down. There's the box that just slowed down that mid Mundo by a lot. He's going to try to escape this. I think he might go down. He does go down. Cassidy's trying to go ahead and take down the remainder. He does not end up getting it. In comes the Talon. Goes ahead, jumps out there. Cassidy's now on the run from the Talon. Cassidy almost got Thresh and Swain. Did not end up doing it though. So Talon knows that he's not going to catch the Cassidy with his ulti, so he's going to go ahead and just push bot and get a little farm. But again, that was a 3-for-1. So the blue team keeps getting caught out of position, and they are kind of throwing their lead. They're still in a 10-kill lead though, so it's really not that bad, but they are now 6k gold ahead. So their lead is smaller than it was before, but it is still a pretty big lead. Corki's going to go ahead and get red. And the rest of the blue team is going to come back to life. Yay! So, looks like they're thinking about coming down here for this farm, but there is a purple ping on Baron, which is still not, is not warded. But this ward does pick the enemy team coming towards it up. Thresh is warding around here, so they'll know if the blue team comes in, and the blue team knows that the purple team is here. In comes the Corki, Cassidy's already in comes the Hecarim. They're trying to take down this Annie. Annie does not go down, but Hecarim does take down the Cassidy. Mundo now takes down the Annie. Corki takes down Swain. Hecarim's taking a bit of damage here, but they're going in on Corki up here. Now Corki's going to be fine. Hecarim's escaping here, no problem. Talon actually went in on Mundo. Not the best of ideas, but he did end up using Thresh Lantern to get out of there. But he just got stunned by the Syndra, but he was able to go ahead and jump back in to take down the Corki. Syndra got the Talon. Now Thresh is going to go down to the Syndra as well. Hecarim's the only one on the purple team left alive. The blue team's going to go ahead and take down this inhibitor. Their minions aren't pushing though, so if they do decide to go ahead and go all the way in and try to take down those towers, they're going to have to wait a little while at least. So I have a feeling that's not what they're going to do. They're probably going to fall back now. Yes, here they go. They're falling back. They might end up going to go push another lane, or they'll think about going in on the Baron. But Hecarim's coming out. Probably not the best of ideas. He did get hit by the Cleaver book thing, so he did get slowed there, and the blue team's just going to go ahead and push out here. The rest of the purple team is coming out. There's another Cleaver to the face. Actually, in this case. So there's a stun from Cinder. Did end up stunning both Swain and Hecarim. Now Swain tried to reach somebody in place, didn't end up getting anybody. Cassidy is pushing down bot, but he does have teleport, and it's actually down, so he cannot actually teleport in on a battle. This ward is still here, but the blue team does have a blue ward here, which this pink ward cannot pick up because it's in the bush. So the blue team knows right now that the purple team is not doing Baron, so they're going to go ahead and just push around the lanes, going to go ahead and just get their lanes pushing again. It's really nice when you have an inhibitor down. It really frees you up so you can do these Barons, because when the minions are pushing in here, the enemy team is really hard for them to go ahead and defend because they've also got to worry about their towers going down to minions. So having this inhibitor is really nice. It'd be nice to have at least one more because the towers are able to live through one wave of minions, even with the super minions, but they're not quite able to do it too. Janna actually got caught a little there, but not overly much. Syndra actually did, but she did end up stunning. Now Mundo's coming in. He's taking a bit of damage, but not overly much. Cassidy, if you'll notice, is actually pushing down bot, while the rest of the team fights mid. Mundo is ulti, so he's healing himself up quite a bit. Talon actually came in, tried to take down that Corki. Corki does not end up going down, but ends up taking down Talon instead. Now Corki is actually in trouble. Corki does go down now. There's the Mundo cleaver thing to slow down the Swain. Hecarim just came in. He's going to try to take Mundo under tower, but it is Mundo and it's under tower, so it's not the best of ideas. But Cassidy is actually pushing like crazy down bottom, or up bottom as the case may be. He is going to go ahead and take this inhibitor. So the purple team is going to get this tower, and they might end up getting this inhibitor out of it. But, oh, Cassidy's actually pushing the inner tower, the Nexus tower as well. So he is taking down these towers pretty fast. Down it goes. The purple team ended up losing, I believe, 2 towers and an inhibitor, all for 1 tower because they did not get the inhibitor. So that was not the best of trades. Down goes the Swain. He did, let's see.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Here we go. Here's all the action. They all die. Down goes the Corki. This is where they start the pushing.
Double kill.
Purple team double kill, and he's going into the Mundo, who we already know escapes. Thresh is so low. 1 hit would kill Thresh, but there's really nothing they can do about it. So Janna was here just defending as much as possible. She really can't go too much because she might get caught by the Thresh. Thresh has a couple souls here. He could probably throw his lance over and get them. But he's just going to walk to them. I don't know. A lot of people don't know about the fact that Thresh can't just throw his lantern and get them. So there they go on the inhibitor. They know, we know that they're not going to get it. There's the punch up from Janna on Swain, and the slow from the Mundo Cleaver, followed by another slow from the Mundo Cleaver. He tries to go ahead and ulti, but he's not AP Swain, so it's not going to heal him all that much, and he doesn't have that much mana. Cassidy's actually coming down mid to try to go in on this Annie. She has no idea, so she just ran into it. She's silenced, and now she's slowed, so she's in a world of hurt. She's almost definitely going to die. She does end up going down. I think she tried to stun with her AoE fire attack, but unfortunately she stunned the wrong way, so she didn't end up getting anybody. The purple team, blue team's coming up to gank this Hecarim, who did wisely fall back. And now Janna's going in on the tower. Cassidy's here. Hecarim's coming in to try to defend the tower, but really it's not going to happen. He does end up parrying the Janna, but didn't really do a whole lot. Mundo is currently taking the tower, so he's taking a lot of damage here. But again, he's Mundo, people. He's Mundo. But the rest of the blue team here, Hecarim is going in on Janna. He does end up getting her. Now the Mundo does end up taking down the Thresh. He is in the box though, so he's slowed. They do take the tower as well. Talon got pretty low there. The Cleaver just hit the Hecarim, so he is slowed. Now he's trying to escape. He does have, I believe he has Ghost on or something. No, actually he just used his regular ability. So he did escape with his ability there. Now the blue team's going to go ahead and push top. Mundo's back up to half health already. A little over actually. So, like I said, him taking all that damage wasn't really that bad. Now Hecarim's coming in, going in on the Syndra, going to go try to take her down. Annie is trying to help as well. Mundo's going to go ahead and fall back. Syndra is actually taking a lot of damage, as is Corki. So Syndra did flash. She's using her Zanya's, but it was not the best of ideas. And Corki unfortunately stayed to try to help her, so he died as well. But now they just went in on the Mundo, trying to take him down. Cassidy's here, so Cassidy's doing quite a bit of damage. So while they're trying to take down the Mundo, they do end up taking down the Mundo. Now Cassidy's on the run. The purple team realizes though that these super minions are taking down their tower, so they have to come defend this. If they don't defend it really quick, it's going to take it down. There are a lot of super minions here, so they're about to turn on that tower, and it is taking a lot of damage from them. So the purple team has to defend that, and Thresh, unfortunately for Thresh, is out of position, so he's going to get taken down by Cassidy, most likely. Janna is here as well, and she does end up using her ability to hunt him up, and down goes the Cassidy to, the Thresh to the Cassidy. Misspoke there. But now the purple team's inhibitors are respawning. Well, the middle inhibitors respawning. The bot inhibitor is still gone. So they have relieved some of the pressure from the super minions. Super minions are still coming, but this right here is the last wave of super minions that's going to be coming. Janna is coming up top. I'm not sure what she's going to do. She really can't take down this Annie by herself. I guess she's just sticking around in case somebody wants to come help her against Annie or something. I don't know. But now she's warding. Good idea, but she just got caught by the Hecarim. She did end up using her tornado to punt him up, but he still came at her, but he wisely backed off because he doesn't know where the enemy team is. He knew a couple were down here, but he didn't know where the rest are, and every other time that he's gone on that Janna, this never turned out well. So he fell back, and it was for the best. Now the blue team is going in on the dragon, trying to deprive the purple team of the dragon, and the purple team has no idea because there are no wards here. There are still no wards on the Baron, but the Baron has not been attacked yet. Dragon is finally going to die. Goodbye, Dragon. And now the blue team is going to go ahead and regroup mid, would be my guess. They're going to try to take down this inhibitor again. As it did come back up, it's time for it to die again. Yes, here's a whole bunch of pings mid, so they're definitely going to be pushing mid. Syndra was walking that way, but she's going to go ahead and join the rest of her team all mid. Here they come. There is no tower here to help them. Talon just got found by Janna. She used her tornado. Hecarim just ulted in. There's the box again. It ended up hitting no. Not the best thing. Talon's there. He's taking a lot of damage there. He is ignited, but he's going to be okay. Moon is actually taking a lot of damage too. Whoever this is actually trying to take down the Corki. That would be Hecarim. Okay, Hecarim is now dead. But he actually did a lot of damage to the Corki there, so Corki was forced to fall back. But in the meantime, Kassadin is actually backdooring. He's trying to pull an XPK here. I don't know about that. The rest of the team isn't even here, so now he's just going to take down this turret. And, the Nexus. So there we go, that is the end. The rest of the team was down here fighting. They only realized a little bit too late that, hey, Kassadin's here. So very nice move by him, a lot of backdooring, and he did really well. A little bit later, and Talon would have died as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at the items here. We've got Annie with her Rhyolite's Crystal Scepter, Rod of Ages, Abyssal Scepter, Sorcerer's Shoes, and a Doran's Ring. She's got 162 CS versus Kassadin's 169. Very close there. Kassadin has a Rabadon's, a Iceborne Gauntlet. Interesting. Oh, never mind. I was thinking that was something else. Okay. Iceborne Gauntlet, Athene's Unholy Grail, Needlessly Large Rod, he's probably going for Zonya's, and Boots of Mobility with the Distortion ability, or enchant. Swain has Black Cleaver, Warmogs, Muramana, okay. Ninja Tabby and Sapphire Crystal with 137 CS versus Corki's 184. That's a pretty big difference there. Corki has Trinity Force, Bloodthirster, Warmog's Armor, Last Whisper, and Berserker's Greaves, as well as a Doran's Blade. The Talon with 245 CS to Syndra's 188. That's a pretty big difference the other way. Talon has a Bloodthirster, Black Cleaver, Last Whisper, Mercury's Touch with the Alacrity Enchant, Sword of the Occult, and a Doran's Blade, versus Syndra, who has Zonya's Hourglass, Warmogs, Athene's Unholy Grail, Ninja Tabby, Doran's Ring, and Crystalline Flask. No Rabadons for her. Thresh, 20 CS to Janna's 14. Big numbers. Supports. He has Mercury's Treads with the Home Guard Enchant, Ruby Sightstone, Kindle Gem, Negatron Cloak, Elixir of Brilliance, and a Vision Ward versus Janna with Runic Bulwark, Lock of the Iron Solari, Ruby Sightstone, Ionian Boots of Lucidity, Philosopher's Stone, and a Ruby Crystal. Hecarim with 189 CS to Mundo's 113 has Iceborne Gauntlet, Warmog's Armor, Spirit of the Elder Lizard, Spirit Visage, Boots of Swiftness with the Alacrity Enchant, and a couple Sight Wards, 3 actually, so a few Sight Wards. And Mundo's got Randuin's Omen, Warmog's Armor, Haunting Guise, Ninja Tabby, Negatron Cloak, and a Vision Ward. So there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed this game. It was a pretty cool game, and again, I'm still surprised by that Swain being an AD Swain, but it ended up being pretty cool, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Have a good night. Bye.